So today is day 2 of IAE. Today is Aegis Day. Now, the alien ships are still on the Apex Hall for the rest of the day, if this video is up early enough. But the Aegis ships are on the Zenith Hall today. And Aegis Dynamics is one of my favorite ship manufacturers in Star Citizen. It's all pretty much military spec stuff. It's all made for bounty hunting and combat, and that's where my niche is. Aegis is the ship manufacturer that made me fall in love with Star Citizen, and that is why you also see me flying the Saber around right now, specifically the Saber Comet. The Saber is my first dedicated combat ship that I have bought in the game when I started playing before the YouTube channel was a thing. And that's what made me decide I wanted to be a bounty hunter, because I like the ship combat and I love the way the Saber looks, and that's why the Saber is near and dear to me. But it's got some of the best combat ships in the game. As I said, you got the Redeemer, you have the Vanguards, you have the Saber, you have the Gladius, and you have the Aegis Hammerhead, which is a behemoth, same with the Redeemer. You also have the salvage ship of the Reclaimer, and there's a few other odds and ends there, but those are the big notable ones. And honestly, in my opinion, they are some of the best and most effective ships when it comes to PvE and PvP combat in the game. 100%. I'll probably have something similar to say during Anvil, but that's also true for Anvil as well. But Aegis, in my opinion, the Aegis ships look better, unless you're going with the Arrow. As much as I don't like the Arrow, because I genuinely don't like the Arrow is a sexy little fighter. But Aegis is one of those manufacturers, as I said before, that is just one of my favorites because of their focus and everything. And again, they're the reason why the channel exists. They're the reason why I play this game, because of the Saber and the Vanguard Warden specifically, because those are the two ships I fell in love with more than anything else first. And honestly, they still hold. The Saber I still fly to this day. I've been doing videos like crazy on the Saber the past week, and like they're not gonna stop. You know, same how I did with the Vanguard. The Vanguard, when the channel started popping off, I was doing Vanguard videos left and right, loadout, this, that, and the other. It was crazy. So yeah, Aegis Day is definitely one of the days I'm excited for. I'm actually pretty excited for a lot of the days in IAE this year, but Aegis Day is one of the days that I'm really excited for. The other one I'm looking forward to is RSI Day, and honestly Anvil Day, but I don't know why yet, to be honest with you. But RSI Day I'm really looking forward to, because your boy is getting a Polaris. So, but I wanted to give my thoughts on Aegis Day. If you guys want to go ahead and check out the showroom floor, there's a lot of ships to look at, man. There's a lot of variants of a lot of ships to look at. So, you know, bring some popcorn with you. But I'm going to take you guys down to look at the holo tables. So here we are at the holo tables. This looks like it is the Vulcan. The Vulcan is I think it's a repair / refueler. Yeah, medium repair, medium refuel. This thing, I like the concept of this thing so much. So I'm not a huge fan of the Gemini when it comes to refueling, just because it's such a big behemoth, and you need an army of people. Of course I'm gonna hear that. But you need an army of people to, every time I start talking, oh my god. You need an army of people to really brew and use the Gemini effectively. But the Gemini might come to its own when Pyro and other systems come out, but right now this thing, I love the idea of this thing. Plus you can repair with it too, so you can do some minor repairs with this as well. I do love the idea. It doesn't really fit my hangar, because I'm not really worried about doing all that stuff. I got other people that'll probably end up doing that I play with anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But that is the Aegis Vulcan. It's a good looking ship too. This looks like it is the Nautilus. It is the Nautilus. This is a mine lair. I love the idea of this ship too. Like, can you imagine just laying like a quantum interdiction point and just laying mines right there? And if the ASOP or if this guy does not stop talking, I'm gonna be upset.
That request is already being granted.
Like,
You are clear to launch.
hold on, I'm gonna tab out. There we go. That way I don't hear it. But the Nautilus has a like mine lane. I don't know where it would fit unless you're doing pirating and you want to disable a ship right after quantum dampening. Like you said, a quantum interdiction point, they drop out of quantum and you got mines there already waiting for them and they just detonate and do some damage. And I think that'll be awesome. If at some point CIG implements the fact that if we can blow up asteroids to make some of them easier to mine, like really big ones, like with guns or whatever, or with explosives, this might also come in handy as well. It's a very good looking ship. Very, very good looking ship. Just, this is a ship I'm not 100% sure if I'm sold on just because I don't know if I'd use it. But it does look good. It looks sleek. I love the design of it. I cannot wait to see this thing in game. Because if it's awesome, I'll get one. But as of right now, no. And then obviously, you know the Aegis Idris. Everybody knows about the Idris. It's a frigate. It's a behemoth. It's got a big railgun on it. It's got lots of turrets on it. This thing is nuts. But I think personally, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying this, personally, I think the Idris is ugly. I think it's based off of, because it's been in concept since Squadron 42 or whatever. It's been in concept for a long time. And I think the design for it, even without it being a thing, tab out again, without it being it being in the game, I do think the design of it has aged poorly, in my opinion. I don't like the way it looks. I think the big beefy engines on the side with the VTOL thrusters are not, kind of throw off the design of the ship. If they sleeked out the engines a little bit, I think it would look better. To be honest with you, I'm not particularly excited about the Idris either, just because I've flown one. I stole one a while back. I flew it, and it's just not for me. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad ship, because it's not. I mean, come on, the size of this railgun right here is going to be absolutely insane. But it's too big and burly for me. I know I said I was going to get a Polaris earlier, but that's as big as I'm going to get. The Idris is too big, too burly. I don't know who I'm gonna have to freaking crew the damn thing unless we have NPCs that we can hire to crew these ships. But as of right now, no, it's not for me. Definitely not for me. But I know people are all for it. I also don't like the fact that the Idris, at least the one with the railgun specifically, and I think the other ones are too, but they're a hull limited. I don't like the idea of ships being hull limited. I kind of get it, but I don't like it. So that's just me. But that is the Idris, the Aegis Idris in all of its somewhat glory. So that was the holo tables. Nothing new on the holo tables from Aegis this year. I'm actually quite surprised we haven't gotten any kind of new announcement for a new Aegis concept ship, which from what I hear, we haven't had a new Aegis concept ship in a while, to be completely honest with you. I want more. I want more Aegis ships. I want more Aegis ships. I want more Crusader ships. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think those are the ones, like, yeah, we do have a lot of Aegis ships, but we haven't gotten any new Aegis ships. When we've gotten 3 new Drakes in the past year, we've had a new RSI, 2 new RSI ships. Technically, they're the same ship, just variants, but we had 2 new RSI ships, plus we have 3 variants of the same RSI ship that just got announced during SitCon. We've had the Anvil Legionnaire announced during Invictus, not this past year, but the year before. We've had, and even Mist going to Mirai or whatever. We've had those new stuff. We've had new Tumbril stuff. So that's just me. I do think Aegis is due for a new ship. Maybe a single seat heavy fighter. That'd be nice. That would be really, really nice, because we got a single seat heavy fighter for Anvil and a dual seater heavy fighter from Anvil. Let's see a single seat heavy fighter from Aegis. That would be nice. But that is my take on Aegis Day. Go ahead, like I said earlier, go ahead, check out the showroom floor. They got a lot of cool stuff, and you have that reclaimer and the beautiful stance it has right in the center, and it's massive. So go on, check out the showroom, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Crusader / Tumbril Day. Alrighty, have a good one.